Hello, following my video overview of the 2 client report extensions we now have available for MainWP, I was asked whether it was possible to add a personal note to individual client reports, and I wasn't sure how to go about this, so I used it as an opportunity to ask a question at the newly rebooted MainWP community forum. Very quickly, I got an answer from Bogdan, who's a member of the MainWP staff team, and he suggested that we could simply create custom tokens, which is very easy to do and something I had not done before. He explains how to do it here. And in this video, I just wanted to show you how I have used it and tried it out on the 2 different extensions. Before I do that, I just wanted to mention the forum. This has been rebooted and they've made a bit of effort to get it started, which is always very tricky with forums. So if you've not tried it out, I'd definitely encourage you to do that, because I'm sure if more of us are using it, it's going to turn out to be a really useful resource in the future. Anyway, let me go over to my MainWP temporary install, and I've gone into extensions and I've gone to Pro Reports, which is the newer of the 2 client report extensions, and this one sends out an email, and attached to that email there is a PDF which has been styled by these templates, which there are 4 available to choose, and we can create our own, which I'll talk about in another video, and we can also do some basic styling and branding with those. But also we can add in some custom content, and this is where I can add in my custom token, which I'll show you how to make in a moment, which is very easy to do. So we have 2 places where we could add that without having to create our own template. We've got the beginning of a report, and this is going to go into the PDF itself, and the bottom of that report as well, where I could have stuck this. And finally, we have a section in the email body as well, where I could stick in a token there, but I haven't. So let me just show you how that looks. I'm not going to preview it here. I've got it open in another tab to speed things up. So this is what the PDF will look like, and my token is on the top. And what I discovered is that I could add to the token field some HTML, which is what I've done here. I've added a header one, and it's taken on the style that's been set in the template and adjusted also with the color selection that I've had. So it does the styling. I've added in some text here and also a clickable link as well. Let me just show you this as well on the original client report. So let me go. That's this extension here, looks very similar, and this one just sends out an email. I've got one prepared here. Now I've created my own token separately for this because these 2 systems work independently, so we can't use one of the tokens created on one for the other, so we have to keep them separate. This one I've called client note. I've added it to the bottom. Let me just go to the preview tab, and there we are, exactly the same content, just added to the bottom of this report. So let me show you now how you can add tokens. Well, when we are in the interface here, we can see whichever reports we are on. We can just go over to tokens, but I've got this also open in a tab, so I'm just going to go over to that, and here we are in the Pro Reports one. If yours is looking like it's got much more than mine here, that's because I've deleted what I didn't need. So there was a lot of references by default to the client's physical address, which I never use. So it's very easy just to go and delete what you don't like and add in new ones. You just add new token, invites you to add the name in there in between square brackets and put in a description. I've done that over here, and as soon as you've done that, it's going to add that to your client site. So we would go over to our managed sites, find our site, and then go into edit, but I've got that one open as well, so we'll go over there. So we've gone into manage clients, into my site, into edit, and this is where it contains all this kind of metadata that we might use, and the tokens as well. So what's in here really depends on the extensions that you have on, but here's my section for Pro Report tokens, which include all the ones that you've seen, and my custom token where I've added in the HTML, and the same with the client reports, the original one here. If I go to the bottom, we'll see I've added exactly the same to client notes. And that's all we need to do. Now, I added in the HTML by using a post in my install as well. So let me just go over there. Seemed an easier way because there's not a lot of space to work with and I wanted to do more. So it just seemed an easier way also to add an image. I can use the media library. So that's what I did. Opened up a post and then I just grabbed the code and pasted that in. Let me just quickly talk about why you might want to use this. I can think of a few examples where I would like to use this, I think, in the future. So I'm going to set this up when I've made my new report. So the reasons why I think I might use it. Recently, I changed how I was managing my security. I'm using a service called VirusDiet, and it allows an area so clients can go and look at their own security reports. So I might want to send them their login and a URL to a section, and that's going to be different for each of the clients. So I might use it for that. Also, there's been occasions when I've done some custom jobs for a particular client where I might want to add that kind of note. And finally, now I know I can add some images. I thought it might be quite useful to give different kind of promotions of services that we have relevant to the different clients we have. So I might leave that as a permanent fixture and I can make as many custom tokens as I like. There's only one downside, and I guess if you're adding a lot of custom client details, is that you're going to need to change it. So it's a bit irksome having to go in to manage each of the clients one by one. The only thing I could think of to speed that up a little bit is when you're in one of them, it's pretty easy by refreshing the browser and the ID number to quickly flick through all of them. But I think that's the only quick shortcut if you want to use this regularly. I'm also conscious as well that I have mine on auto send once a month. So if I put in a little note, I'm going to have to remember to clear that out before it goes into the next month. Anyway, I hope this was useful. If you did like this video, then please give me a thumbs up. And if these are the kind of videos you like, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks very much for your time. I hope you have a great day and I hope to see you again in another video. Bye-bye.